pose, options available for our hands, either open, relaxed, or in prayer pose, whichever feels most natural and comfortable. And we'll take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Noticing all the muscles in our faces and our shoulders melt towards the earth. Chin is parallel to the floor. Slowing the rhythm of our breath. Creating a little space in our minds by focusing on our body and our breath. While we may still have some thoughts racing around in our minds, perhaps focusing on our breath will allow us to create the space that we need to slow those thoughts down, not changing them, but perhaps slowing them to the rhythm of our breath. Noticing the sense of energy that might be rushing through us. And perhaps setting an intention for today's practice. Perhaps the intention of being present in each moment, especially now through the holidays. Maybe an intention to reflect on each blessing. Bringing our awareness back to the space around us, we'll flow through our warming squat. Inhaling, reaching our arms up, palms together. Exhaling, lowering down into a squat, moving our feet wider as needed. Inhale, we forward fold, pressing our knees back. Exhale, we roll up like ragdolls. And we'll flow through this. Slowly starting to open our chests and our abdomen, stretching into our lower backs and our legs. Taking the time we need to warm our entire body. Finding that flow that suits us, perhaps a meditative flow with our eyes closed. Noticing all the sensations between the vertebrae as we roll up. Noticing the sensations in our hips as we sink down. We'll do two more. Coming all the way back up, inhaling, reaching our arms above our heads, arching the lower back, lifting the torsos tall. Good, and we come into a side bend here, allowing our right arm to lower to the side of the body, reaching the left arm tall, over top of the ear, elongating the spine, breathing into the left side of the body while pressing down into the hip, perhaps even engaging the left glute to press the pelvis underneath our bodies. One more breath. We sweep our arms, windmilling them so that the right arm is above our shoulders, left arm is alongside the body. And the leg over to the left we go. Once again, pressing our hips forward, reaching tall, creating space in the right side. Checking in with our sensations and our breath so as not to push too far, too fast. One more breath. And we bring our right arm all the way back down to the side of the leg, torso tall. Opening up our hips, we'll do some sun and moon flowers. Continuing our warm up, inhaling, reaching all the way up, tall legs and arms. Exhaling, we hinge forward, scooping towards the earth. Maintaining a tall torso. We're not bending at the back, we're just sinking the hips. It doesn't matter how far our arms reach down. Warming into the quadriceps and the glutes a little bit more while matching our breath to our movement. Option here to reach one arm up and into a side bend on the inhale. Option to keep going with both arms. Two more big breaths. Starting to feel the legs fire up. And we hold in our goddess squat, tucking the hips in, checking our toes, making sure we can see them beyond our knees, maybe opening up the legs a little wider. Arms can be straight out from the shoulders, above the head, or in prayer pose. Eyes open or closed. Perhaps we take the opportunity to work on our stability with our eyes closed, challenging ourselves to maintain this calm, stable pose. Focusing on our breath, focusing on the strength of our legs, continuing to create space in our minds. Straightening the legs, hinging forward, pointing the toes both forward like railroad tracks. And we press our knees back, we let our heads hang heavy. Good. Bringing the left hand underneath the face, opening the feet as needed, opening up the right side of the body, reaching tall. Maybe noticing a little bit of tension in the left inner thigh. Breathing through any areas of discomfort. Perhaps even being conscious of where the breath comes into the body. Trying to lengthen the breath down the spine and into the lower back. Great. Lowering the right hand under our faces, lifting the left elbow. Once again, noticing what's happening in the right inner thigh, maybe even the lower back or down the left leg in the back. Bringing our breath to those areas. One more big breath here. And we lower our left arm all the way down. Heel toeing our feet in underneath our hips. Forward fold. Coming to the top of our mat if we're not already there. And we'll start to string some poses together through vinyasas. Inhaling halfway flat back. Drawing the shoulder blades in and down. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees as needed. Inhaling, swooping up, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in between. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Stepping all the way back with our left leg, low lunge. Keeping the hands on the floor for our first lunge. Inhale, pressing into the floor, lifting our chests. 3 breaths here. Curling our toes under our shins, stepping all the way back up. Forward fold, inhale, halfway flat back. Exhale, forward fold, swooping our arms up. Hands to heart. Deep breath in between. And we repeat on the right side, low lunge. Finding a rhythm that suits our breath. Stepping back, right leg. Keeping our hands planted, lifting our chest through. Breathing into the right hip flexor. Three breaths, and then we step all the way back up. Gentle transition. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Deep breath in between. Once again, low lunge. Inhale halfway. Stepping back, left leg, low lunge. Arms can lift this time over the shoulders. 3 breaths. Good. Hands come down. We step back up, forward fold. Swooping our arms up, extended mountain. Hands to heart. Deep breath to reset. Opposite side. Floating the arms up. Once we find our stability. 3 breaths. Sinking down, opening the right hip flexor. Good. And then we hinge forward, hands come down, stepping back up. Inhale all the way up, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart, we reset. Good, next low lunge, we twist. Left leg comes back, arms come up. Finding our stability, we open our rotation to the right, gazing over our right hand. Tall torso, shoulders are away from the ears. And we'll add a second vinyasa in between, hands plant down. We step back, right foot, plank, chaturanga, upward facing or cobra. Down dog. 3 breaths here. Good. Stepping up with our left leg, low lunge, rotation. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up. Finding our stability, rotating over the left. Keeping our hips forward facing, shoulders are away from the ears. Big reach. Excellent, hands come down, front and center, stepping up, forward, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Reset. Good, back to our left leg. Stepping back, low lunge. Floating our arms all the way up, finding stability, hands into prayer, and we twist this time over the right knee. Gentle rotation, breathing into the lower back, lifting our torsos as we press the elbow into our knee. Good. Chaturanga Vinyasa. Inhale, planting our hands, stepping back plank. You know the drill. Upward facing or cobra. And down dog. Good. Take your 3 breaths here. Stillness or pedaling as desires the body. And then we step up, left leg. Right leg comes down. Inhaling, reaching our arms up, hands to heart center once we find our stability. And we rotate over the left thigh, pressing the right elbow into it, elongating the spine, feeling the space being created between the vertebrae. Good. Hands come front and center, stepping up, forward fold. Inhale, swooping the arms up, hands to heart center. Reset, 1 breath here. Good. Left leg again. This time we come into a crescent lunge. Up on the toes of the left foot. Once again, reaching the arms up. 3 breaths here, tall crescent lunge. Equal strength in both legs, pressing the left leg back, engaging the thigh muscles. Hinging forward, coming to our plank vinyasa. Optional, of course. Challenging ourselves as we go. Down dog, 2 breaths this time. Good. Stepping up with our left foot. Right leg is strong. We're in our crescent lunge, reaching our arms all the way up over our shoulders, finding that equal balance of strength, pressing the right leg back. Hinging forward, hands come down, step up, forward fold. Excellent, swooping all the way up, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, well done. Keeping going, deep breath in between. Once again, crescent lunge. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward, forward, stepping back, left leg, crescent lunge, arms come up. And this time we twist over to the right, lowering the arms parallel to the floor, reaching as far as we can. Easing back. Inhale, reaching the arms up, coming to center, hinging forward, stepping back, plank vinyasa. Down dog. 2 breaths. And on the next inhale, we step back. Left leg comes forward. Right leg is back, crescent lunge. Inhaling, reaching tall. And then we rotate over to the left, gazing beyond the fingertips, reaching as far as we can. Excellent. Inhale, arms come over the shoulders. Hinge forward, forward fold, stepping up. Inhaling, reaching all the way up, hands to heart center. Deep breath in between. Sigh it out. Next inhale, we reach up. In, exhale, swan dive forward, stepping back, crescent lunge, left leg. Inhale, reaching the arms up into our prayer. Twisting as possible. Finding that stability, equal grounding of both feet, strong, gentle, calm strength. One more big breath here. We come back to the center, planting our hands, plank vinyasa. Feeling the triceps engaged, down dog. 2 breaths. Good. Gazing forward, stepping up. Left leg. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Crescent lunge, tall. Hands to heart center. We twist as and when we find that equal balance. Tall torso. One more big breath. Inhale back to center, stepping up, forward fold. You know the drill. Meet me at the top. Deep breath in between. Next sequence, we'll add a warrior. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold, stepping back. Warrior. Warrior 1. Reaching all the way up over the shoulders, holding here. Warrior 1.5 if that feels better on the lower back. Always an option. Good. Hinging forward, plank vinyasa. Taking one deep breath in between. Resetting in down dog. And then we step forward, left leg. Warrior 1. Opposite side, finding our grounding, reaching tall 1.5 if needed. Beautiful. Hinging forward, stepping up, forward fold. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We reset. Warrior 2 will be our next sequence. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold, step back, left leg. Warrior 1 to start. Warrior 2, we finish. Reaching our arms out, checking in with our hips and our glutes. We can see our toes beyond our knees. Big reach. Excellent. Inhale, reaching both arms up. Hinging forward, plank vinyasa, optional. We find what suits us. Down dog, we reset, 1 breath. And when you're ready, go ahead and step up with the left leg, warrior pose. Inhale, reaching up, finding that even strength. Warrior 2. Checking in with the glutes, the toes, the arms, the shoulders aren't around our ears. Maybe we check in with our jaw. Are we clenching our teeth? Are we holding on to tension we can let go of? 1 more breath. Inhale, we sweep the arms over our shoulders. Hinge forward, step up, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in between. Appreciating all this heat and energy that we're creating. Inhale all the way up. Swan dive forward. And come back into our warrior pose. Inhale, reaching our arms up. Warrior 2, reverse warrior all the way back. Opening into the side body, building strength in our legs. Keeping that heat generated. Good. And we pivot all the way forward. Coming down into our plank vinyasa. Down dog, 1 breath in between. And we step up, left leg. Warrior pose, inhale 1. Exhale 2. Inhale, reverse. Good. Pivoting all the way back, forward, stepping up, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, sweeping the arms, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center, we reset. One more breath. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, extended mountain. Swan dive forward, inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping back, warrior. Warrior one, inhaling. Warrior two, exhaling. Warrior three, reverse. Warrior four, coming all the way, windmilling, side angle. Reaching the arm above the ear, holding here, tucking the left glute under us. One more breath. Good. We pivot, plant the hands, plank vinyasa. Tight elbows into the body, feeling those triceps at the top, and stepping into our down dog. One big breath here. Stepping up, right left leg. Warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, warrior three. Reverse. And warrior over into our side angle. Don't mind me getting carried away with my numbers. Engaging the right buttocks, pressing the hips under us, reaching tall with the right arm. Not collapsing over into the left side of the body, pressing the left elbow into the thigh. Good. And we pivot forward, plant the hands, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, we reset. Holding here. Calm strength. Taking a moment to check in with the energy in the body. Checking in with the slowness of our thoughts and how we may have created a little space in our minds. Good. Bringing our right leg 90 degrees, flexing the foot. We're going to tilt over into a warrior three. Hands can remain at heart center, pressing the foot back. Flexed, hips are square to the earth. Option to bring the arms alongside the body. Warrior three. Holding strong. Feeling the left leg engage. Good. Coming back to 90 degrees, standing, holding here. Drawing the shoulder blades in and back. Finding somewhere to gaze at. And then we're going to step back with our right leg. Reverse curtsy up on the toes. We're coming down, squatting, and then possibly coming up on the left toes, lifting both heels off the earth as possible. Tall torsos, whether we're hinging forward or not. Working that left leg, finding balance with the right. We lower the heels as needed. Come back up on the toes as possible. 3 more breaths here. Coming back into 90 degrees, planting the left heel, right leg comes back up. Oh, that'll feel good on the left glute. Let's cross the right leg over, sinking into our single leg tree. Eyes open or closed, perhaps an opportunity for us to challenge our stability again. Perhaps an opportunity to enlist the support of our affirmations. Finding a placement for our arms. Maybe we reach them up, maybe we close our eyes. Feeling the firm grounding of our left foot. Go ahead and release the arms to the earth. Pressing the left knee back, forward fold. Releasing the right leg as and when needed. Good. Go ahead and release the right leg down to the earth, forward fold, hanging heavy. Breathing space into the legs, lower back in the neck. Wiggling, shifting the weight, taking a few breaths here to reset. Bending our knees, coming all the way back up. Left knee comes up 90 degrees. Doesn't have to look good. We're into 90 degrees legs. Foot is flexed. Hands come back to heart center. Once again, we find somewhere to gaze at. Finding grounding in our right foot. And when we're ready, we hinge forward, extending the left leg behind us. Warrior 3, keeping the hips parallel to the floor. Finding a placement for our arms, either keeping them here or alongside our torso, perhaps reaching them beyond our ears. Listening to our bodies, letting it tell us and guide us for what it needs. Good. We're going to stay here, warrior 3. And we're going to step all the way back into our reverse curtsy. Keeping up on the toes of the left foot. Coming up on the toes of the right foot as and when possible. Attempting to keep our hands at heart center, tall torsos, shoulders are drawn back. Maybe we lift our arms alongside our ears. Option for eyes open or closed. Two more breaths. Good. Hinging forward. Bringing the left leg all the way up 90 degrees. Changing up our patterns. Hands come to heart center. And we cross the left leg over the right. Sinking down into our chair. Option to keep the hands where they are. Option to reach them up again. Once again, we enlist the support of our affirmations as needed to work through our wobbles. Working through our wobbles here on the mat, practicing the technique so that we can translate it into other situations of our daily lives. One more big breath. And we hinge forward, pressing the right knee back, allowing the head to hang heavy. Great. Go ahead and release the left leg down to the earth. Hanging heavy forward fold. Option to bring the arms in. Option to sway. Options to find stillness. Good. Bringing our hands all the way back down to the earth. Inhaling, torso is elongated. And if you're not already at the top of the mat, just pivot around. And we're going to step back into our plank. Gentle transition. Hands are under the shoulders. We find our stability here. Torso is parallel to the floor. We press into our shoulder blades. Neck is neutral. Deep breaths. Drawing those breaths out as long as possible. Feeling our knuckles pressing into our mats. Good. Let's float through a few vinyasas just here. Inhaling, lowering down, chaturanga. Exhaling, upward facing or cobra. And up into upward. Down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing or cobra. Down dog. Let's do a few more just like that at your speed. Keeping the elbows tucked in. Feeling the chest and the triceps. knee. Trying to keep our torsos parallel to the floor, not dipping our hips. Using the triceps. And we hold, down dog. Meeting me here. Keeping our right hand firmly planted on the earth. Option to float the left leg all the way up, parallel to the floor or higher. And coming up on the fingertips of the right hand, maybe one fingertip, and maybe we float our arm all the way alongside the leg, reaching parallel to the earth, holding here in our two-legged dog. Remembering we are warriors, we are confident and calm. Excellent. Bring the right hand down the left foot, plank, holding here. Steadying our breath. And we come back into our down dog. Resetting our feet, maybe tightening up the stance. And then we allow the right foot to float. Maybe tightening up the stance once again, making sure we have that even stability between our right hand and left foot. And then we have the option to come up on the left fingertip, or even to float the left arm. Bringing our awareness to the breath. Congratulating us for the strength that we're building here today from our bodies and minds. Great job. Left hand comes down, right foot comes down, we float into a plank. Hands are right underneath the shoulders, we readjust as needed. Torso is parallel, neck is neutral. Good. Keeping those hips up, high plank. Pressing into the earth with our toes and our hands. Abdomen is engaged. Good. Pivoting the heels to the left, we come into a side plank, scissoring the feet. Pressing into the side of the left foot, maybe planting the right foot wholly. Reaching up with the right arm, keeping the hips high. Good, read, come back, down, plank, vinyasa, optional. Down dog. See you there. 2 more breaths in down dog. And then we float into our plank next. Inhale. Checking in with our posture. Pressing into the shoulder blades, high plank, making sure our hips aren't sinking into the earth. Keeping the abdomen tight. Good. And we shift the heels over to the right, scissoring the feet, lifting our left arm up. Maybe planting the left foot. Pressing into the side of the right, keeping our hips high. Excellent. Pivoting back, vinyasa optional. Meet you in down dog. That'll feel good for the hands and the wrists, maybe even the shoulders. Few breaths here. And next inhale, we're going to float back, forward plank, lowering all the way down into our forearms. Yay for that. Coming off of the wrists. Keeping our torsos parallel. Neck is neutral, making sure we can move it around. Pressing it into the shoulder blades again. Good, and go ahead and pivot again. The heels come to the left. We lift our arms up to the right. Not collapsing into our left shoulder blade. Deep breaths. Slow and steady. Excellent, well done. Pivoting back, forearms, dolphin, pressing back. Once again, into the heels, pedaling or finding stillness. 2 more breaths. Now we float forward, forearm plank, finding that stability, adjusting as needed. Heels come to the right. We lift our left arm as possible, keeping the hips up, pressing the earth away. Checking in with our breath. Two more breaths here. Good, and we pivot back, forearm plank, dolphin optional. Forearm plank. We lower all the way down, baby cobra. Or sphinx pose, bringing our elbows underneath us. Lifting our chest, allowing our hips to melt into the earth. Breathing deeply into the lower back. Coming into prone pose. Bring our hands under our chest. We're going to press into a kneeling plank and child's pose. Sinking our hips back towards our heels, extending our arms as far as possible, allowing our heads to hang heavy. Shifting or finding stillness, maybe working out a little bit of energy before we can find that stillness. Just moving however the body desires. Option to open the knees, option to bring the hands behind the back. Perhaps we need a little bit of a chest opener and to stretch out our wrists. We've worked them hard today. Pressing our foreheads into the earth. Activating a little bit more that parasympathetic nervous system to calm the excitement within us. Releasing out of this, let's press ourselves all the way up, kneeling, coming down onto our glutes. And we'll come into a supported bridge pose here. Feet are about 90, hip width apart, 90 degrees. Catching a sip of water as we come down. Checking in with the breath. Good. Oh, lifting our heels off the earth, working the calf muscles, pressing the toes in and lower. Inhale, lift and lower. So we're going to add this motion with our hip bridge. Bring our arms down alongside our bodies, pressing into the shoulder blades. We lift the hips, allowing the neck to expand with the chin tucking into the chest. Finding our stability here, engaging the glutes, and then go ahead and lift up on the toes, and then lowering the heels. Again, pressing up on the toes and lowering the heels, keeping our pelvis lifted high. Two more. Good. Keeping our hips high, wiggling our feet in. Let's lower down. Ah, yay for that. Keeping our feet together. Taking a deep breath in between. And then we're going to lift up once again, back into our bridge. Option to hold here, drawing the thigh muscles together. Option to march the feet, lifting one off the earth at a time, alternating, shifting our weight left to right, feeling the glutes slide up. Checking in with our posture, making sure that our hips are as high as possible. Two more breaths. And we come all the way down, hugging our knees into our chest. Option to keep the head on the earth or lifted. Good. Coming into a figure four, bringing the right leg over the left, hugging it in. Rocking side to side if that feels good. We're going to lower our left foot to the edge of the mat, eagling or crossing the legs however feels comfortable, and then lowering the knees over to the right. Checking in with the lower back, making sure that we're not pressing too far too fast. And then of course we have the option to float our arms above our heads or out from our shoulders for stability. Bringing our awareness to any areas of discomfort, noticing how they transform. As our breath is drawn in, our body relaxes and builds confidence in these poses. Two more breaths here. And then we'll bring our knees back to center, unraveling them, curling in like a little ball again. And then the right leg comes over the left. Figure four, thread the needle, rock side to side if that feels good. I went to the opposite leg. Left over right. If you followed me, I'm sorry. I apologize. Good. And we lower our right foot to the edge of the mat. Once again, eagling or crossing the legs as they feel comfortable, and then allowing the legs to open over to the left, floating our arms out or above our heads, depending on how we're feeling. Taking the time to still our breath, our mind, to release tension in the left lower back on the right side. more breaths here. And then we unravel our legs, bringing our knees back to the earth. Lifting our heads, tucking in like a little ball. Unraveling our bodies, our emotions, and our minds. Floating our way into a shavasana or a fetal pose as suits. Taking a moment here to check in with the body. Perhaps running through a body scan. Again, creating more awareness on the body to create more space in our minds. Working all the way through each part of the body. And then taking a moment to reflect on any intention we may have set at the beginning of our practice. Perhaps it's no longer of use to us and we need to create a new intention for the days ahead. With smiles on our faces, we take a moment to give thanks, not only for our bodies and our determination to come to the mat, but perhaps let's just keep in mind something that we're grateful for. The ability to be with family at Christmas. The ability to connect with friends. Or to focus on something different over the holiday season that maybe we don't make enough time for. Taking whatever time we need here on the mat to allow our practice to integrate into our bodies and our minds. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and roll up. Bringing with us this sense of strength, calm, and gratitude. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.